This surveillance footage provides an urgent safety alert regarding the critical hazards associated with reversing heavy-duty vehicles near elevated or drop-off loading docks, emphasizing the need for strict procedural control. The video shows a large waste disposal truck maneuvering in reverse toward a dumping bay or unloading pit at a refuse transfer station. As the vehicle backs up, the driver appears to misjudge the distance or loses control in the confined workspace, potentially due to the nature of the terrain or a lack of clear guidance. The loss of control causes the truck to overrun the designated boundary, resulting in the front of the heavy vehicle lifting dramatically before the entire chassis plunges into the deep disposal pit below. This incident underscores the severe dangers of operating heavy equipment near sheer drop-offs. All reversing operations in these high-risk areas must be strictly controlled by a spotter using clear signals. Solid wheel chocks, permanent wheel stops, and highly visible barriers must be deployed to prevent vehicles from backing over the edge of the pit. The video, recorded in a production facility or warehouse, shows a worker positioned dangerously close to a large machine featuring heavy metal rollers or spinning components. The area around the equipment appears to be an active workspace with rolling material and operational machinery. Suddenly, a man in the vicinity unexpectedly moves toward the moving parts. In a terrifying moment, the worker is caught and drawn into the rapidly rotating roller or pinch point of the machine. This incident vividly demonstrates the immediate, unforgiving danger of operational equipment. It is an absolute safety mandate that all moving machine parts must be secured with permanent, effective safety guards, machine guarding, that prevent any bodily contact. Employees must strictly adhere to exclusion zones and never approach or reach into machinery during operation. Furthermore, the practice of lockout, tagout, LOTO procedures must be implemented before any maintenance or work is performed near moving parts. The video shows an individual working on an industrial lathe, a machine with powerful, high-speed rotating components. The worker is using a potentially unsecured or handheld object, possibly a wrench or metal bar, near the spinning chuck to adjust the machine. Instantly, the loose object is caught by the machine's rotating parts, which exert an immense, overwhelming force. The object is violently whipped around, forcefully striking and pulling the worker into the machine's destructive rotational path. The individual is violently tossed and impacted by the uncontrollable centrifugal forces of the lathe. Never use handheld tools near spinning lathe components. Operators must ensure all clothing is tight-fitting, remove all jewelry, and absolutely avoid placing any loose objects near the chuck or spindle while the machine is operating. The video, set in a workshop or industrial environment, shows multiple workers attempting to collectively move or position a large, extremely heavy sheet of glass. The workers are relying solely on manual strength to lift and maneuver the cumbersome material. Suddenly, due to the immense weight, a shift in balance, or a loss of grip, the glass sheet becomes uncontrollable, slips from the worker's grasp, and falls directly onto the individuals attempting to hold it. The impact causes the fragile material to shatter violently. This incident emphasizes that dedicated lifting equipment, such as vacuum lifters or specialized dollies, must always be utilized for such loads. All personnel involved must wear full personal protective equipment, PPE, including cut-resistant gloves and sturdy long sleeves, to mitigate injury risk from sharp fragments and crushing forces. The video clearly shows an individual intentionally walking into the operating bay of an automated car wash while the equipment is actively running. This area contains large, high-speed rotating brush components designed to aggressively clean vehicles. As the man approaches one of the main rotating brushes, he is instantly caught by the bristles, resulting in him being violently lifted and spun around by the machine's immense, unforgiving force. The worker is forcibly tossed around the machine's path until he is ejected from the direct line of rotation. The key takeaway is that automated machinery zones are high-risk areas. Never enter an automated car wash bay or similar service area while the equipment is operational. Always heed warning signs, barriers and lights, and maintain a safe distance from all moving parts, as these machines exert forces far beyond human control. This footage presents a stark safety reminder concerning the critical importance of secure rigging and load control when hoisting heavy stacks of materials in a manufacturing or construction setting. The video, set in a mill or lumber yard, shows a worker operating a lift or crane to elevate multiple large planks or panels of wood. The worker is using a hook or strap to secure the heavy bundle for the lift. Suddenly, the hook or securing device fails or slips, causing the entire stack of heavy lumber to immediately become unstable and collapse. The large, weighty panels fall directly onto the worker who was positioned in the immediate danger zone, crushing him beneath the unsecured load. Workers must never stand directly beneath or immediately adjacent to suspended loads, or in the potential fall path of stacked materials. Rigging points must be fully inspected before every lift, and the load must be properly secured, balanced, and contained to prevent catastrophic failure or collapse. The video, filmed within a large industrial or construction area, shows a worker on the elevated platform of an aerial work platform, boom, lift, operating at a considerable height. While the lift is in motion or the worker is performing a task, a critical failure occurs with his safety gear. The lanyard or tie-off line connecting the worker to the boom platform suddenly gives way or breaks. This catastrophic equipment malfunction leaves the worker dangling precariously mid-air, suspended high above the ground, attached only by the remaining compromised equipment or secondary lines. Rigorous, pre-use inspections of all PFAS components, including harnesses, lanyards, and anchor points, are non-negotiable before working at any height. Furthermore, redundancy and fall protection is essential, and if a worker must be suspended, immediate, safe retrieval procedures must be activated. The video, filmed within a large industrial or construction area, shows a worker on the elevated platform of an aerial work platform, boom, lift, operating at a considerable height. While the lift is in motion or the worker is performing a task, a critical failure occurs with his safety gear. The lanyard or tie-off line connecting the worker to the boom platform suddenly gives way or breaks. This catastrophic equipment malfunction leaves the worker dangling precariously mid-air, suspended high above the ground, attached only by the remaining compromised equipment or secondary lines. Rigorous, pre-use inspections of all PFAS components, including harnesses, lanyards, and anchor points, are non-negotiable before working at any height. Furthermore, redundancy and fall protection is essential, and if a worker must be suspended, immediate, safe retrieval procedures must be activated. This footage serves as a stark warning regarding the heightened risks of operating heavy construction equipment, specifically an excavator, in areas with high pedestrian and vehicle traffic. The video captures an urban intersection where various forms of traffic, including people and lighter vehicles, are crossing. A small to mid-size excavator is shown navigating across the busy intersection. Given its large boom and bucket, this machine possesses significant blind spots and requires a much larger safety buffer than standard vehicles. As the machine moves, a pedestrian walks perilously close to the front of the equipment's path. It is an absolute necessity for equipment operators to exercise extreme caution, constantly check blind spots, and use spotters in congested areas. Pedestrians and drivers must strictly maintain a safe distance from all construction and heavy machinery, recognizing that these vehicles have limited visibility and cannot brake or maneuver quickly to prevent sudden impact. The video, filmed in an industrial facility or steel coil processing area, shows a group of workers preparing to move heavy steel coils using an overhead crane or other lifting device. A worker then enters the area immediately beneath the suspended or highly unstable load to adjust the storage platform. Suddenly, the heavy steel coil loses its stability or slips from the rigging, dropping forcefully toward the ground. The worker, demonstrating quick reflexes, narrowly avoids being struck by the massive, falling cylindrical object. It is a fundamental safety rule that personnel must never, under any circumstances, position themselves within the fall zone or directly beneath any suspended or unsecure load. All equipment handling the heavy coils must be properly rated, secured, and stationary before any maintenance or adjustment work is performed in the immediate vicinity.